Hello and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. I'm Cat Trans Gamer, and today, I know in the last episode I said I was going to work on trying to get to Mun again and do surveys, possibly land on there. But I noticed the conduct focused observations are starting to disappear because your offer only lasts so many in-game days. So this one offers soon, but we've got 9 years to complete it. So I'll probably, let's go ahead and accept this one. Let's check temperature surveys of Mun. That one's got another day and 5 hours. We'll take that one. That one's got 2 days. We'll keep that one there. But I wanted to go ahead and start doing these focused observations. Now these, we're going to need a plane to do these. So, and you could do them with a rocket, but it's going to take a lot of work to get your deorbit just right to fly through there. Oh, this one's only got 14 minutes left. Nah, I don't want to do that one. I mean, this one, we're not really getting, we're getting some science and stuff from it, but it's really hard to get these speeds and stuff with this particular engine. So I'm just going to go ahead and let that one expire. I think, yeah, we'll let that one expire. Okay, let's go ahead and go to our space plane hangar, because we're going to build a plane. Now, this design is pretty much, let me show you real quick. We're going to go back to the Science Technology Center. Research and Development, sorry. Pretty much everything we're going to use is going to be out of this this one, aviation research. That's pretty much everything we're going to use right there. So I'll show you what I mean once we get, because we're not going to use that one. So let's go ahead and head over to our spaceplane hangar now. First thing we need is cockpit. And we're going to do fuselage. So we're going to put 2 of these on here. Now these fuselages are in the structural because that's all they are, is structural. They're ribbed. They're completely empty. There's no fuel or anything. The reason I'm not putting fuel is because we're not going to put any engines attached to this. Or attached to the fuselage, shall we say, really. They're all going to have their own fuel tanks. And we'll go ahead and put a tail assembly on here. Come on. Remember, if parts are giving you a hard time, just hold L1 or R1 and slowly move it around with the left thumbstick. Okay, so there we go. Now, when you're building planes, you're going to want to pay attention to pretty much, let's see, we want the center of lift, or the aerodynamic overlay, and the center of mass. And we'll go ahead and turn on the center of thrust so you guys can see that too. Now this is the center of mass, the yellow and black ball. The blue and black ball is your lift, and the pink and black is your thrust. So let's go ahead and build this up a little bit. We want 2 of these. And we'll put it right about there for now. see, are these the right ones? No, we want the other ones. Type B Type B. Wing connectors Type B is what we want. And we're only going to use these wings mainly for lift, because we're going to turn this into a kind of a glider. Is what we're aiming for. Let's go and get these connected a little bit closer. Yep, right about there. And let's see here, what do I want? I definitely want to use these as the tail fins. Right about there. And we're going to use these, the AV R8 winglets. We use the tail fin for the tail fin, but we're going to use these AV R8 winglets because they also have yaw, pitch, roll controls. And we're going to put these up towards the front. A little bit. Not quite like that. I want them flush. There. Now, the goal when building these things is you want to kind of get the center of gravity and the lift in the same spot. It's okay to have the center of mass, you know, a little bit forward of the lift, because that means your lift is going to be towards the back. That's okay, but you want to have them touching really close together. You want to be close. So let's see here. What do we want to do? We're going to need engines, right? Yes. So let's go grab our fuel tanks. There, we got our 2 fuel tanks. Put those right about there. We need our engines. And we need intakes. So there. Now you see our center of thrust, our center of lift, and our center of mass are all in the same line. They're all lined up. That's what you want when building aircraft. You want to keep it straight. Let's go ahead and add a little bit more thrust to this. I'm gonna put these right about there, and let's go ahead and grab up the intakes. Come on. There we go. There. See, now we've got our lift and our center of mass pretty much identical. That's what you're looking for. Now we do need to put landing gear. Only need 1 for the nose. And this will need 2. No, I'll put them off the engines. So we got a little bit more wider wheelbase there to give us more stability on the ground. And don't worry about these particular engines burning up any of your equipment. They don't output enough heat. I mean, these engines are only thrusting at 20. They're not very strong engines. So that's why we went ahead and put 4 of these on there. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. And we'll see. These missions, we gotta conduct focus surveys. So we gotta take crew reports. Well, we can only do one crew report at a time, and I don't feel like doing only one mission, or flying to the spot, doing one crew report. That's yeah, we're not gonna do that. We are going to go ahead and put an antenna on this. And I'm going to go ahead and put this antenna on the back. This is going to be a little tedious. There we are. Now let's move it forward some. Right about there. And we'll come in and rotate it. No, I want to rotate just this part. Okay. Why are you being such a pain in the butt? That looks about right. Because I don't want it flush with the... I want it... because it's going to extend. So that will look right. Alright, there we go. Now... yes, I've already upgraded the runway one time. I did that off camera. So we're able to do a larger mass. I haven't upgraded the spaceplane hangar, so we've only got a max of 30 parts. And it just so happened I nailed 30 parts exactly with this build. So there you go. I'll let you see this. If you want to copy what I've done, remember in the front we used the up here we used the AV R8 winglets, and then in the back we did the tail fin. And then we've got the tail connector. We used the structural wing type C, and we also used wing connector type B. Now I could have used the swept wing, but I wanted this nice flat edge to put the engines on. So that's why I didn't go with the swept wing. Alright, let's go ahead and launch this. And we'll see how this thing flies. First thing is, let's go ahead and put the brakes on real quick, because you never start with the brakes on. Do these have brakes? Huh, we're sitting there crawling forward very, very slowly. Alright, well, let's go talk about these missions. So let's come over to map view. Elgin's pod from last mission still floating around in space. And how's our Mun flyby doing? 6.9 million meters to go. Alright, zoom back in here. Let's talk about these missions. Okay, if you come over here, we got conduct focus survey of Kerbin, take a crew report in flight below 17,100 meters near zone 8TW4. So let's see, we've got Love and Spine, zone 8TW4, right there. Oh, why can't we track it? Oh, that's right. This is a feature that they haven't provided yet in the game. I think. We'll find out here in a second. Let's see if they show up on our gimbal at all. So there we go. Let's go ahead and start up the engines, full throttle, and turn off our brakes. Now this particular craft, because of how I built it, it's got a lot of wing surface and it's light. It's going to, it's not going to take much speed to achieve flight. Turn on SAS. Sorry about that. It's acting like the brakes are on. Now you don't want to pull all the way down on the thumbstick for takeoff. Just a little bit of angle up. As you can see, I've got just a little bit there. Yeah, this is, hold on. Revert flight. It looks like I'm dragging my brakes. So we'll go ahead and revert back to the original launch. Okay. So no brakes on or anything. We'll turn on SAS. Throttle all the way up. And let's go ahead and start these engines. Oh, look at that. The nose cone is, or the nose wheel is like dragging there. It's in the ground a little bit. I think that might be the problem. Might have the nose wheel in the wrong location. We'll try this one more time. If it doesn't work, then we'll have to move that nose wheel back a little bit. That's not... Oh, we lost those engines. Okay, let's try moving that nose wheel. That nose wheel seems to be giving us some problem. So we'll move it back a little bit. There. Steering enabled, friction control auto. Let's go ahead and launch it there. We moved it back. It's still sunk down into the ground. But let's see what happens here. Should have all 4 engines are running, yes. Still gaining speed. Trying to straighten it back out so it doesn't go off the runway. Yeah, see, we're gaining more speed this time. Oh, there we go. Come on. Turn off SAS. Just good. See, it's trying to take off here. There it goes. That's why it was wobbling. It was trying to control its own lift. So there we are. Now we've got that. We'll go ahead and turn on SAS. Now flying's just like, you know, the rockets. You use L1, L2 to roll, or L1 and R1. I'll get the names of these buttons right eventually. L2, R2 to roll. And then you pull back on the thumbstick for up, down on the thumbstick for down, or forward on the thumbstick for down. Now, this particular craft does not have left and right movements per se. I mean, if I push on right on the thumbstick, you see how it's slowly turning right? Well, the best way to turn on this is to kind of do a little bit of a roll and then lift up on the craft. You're going to get a really strong turn onto this. And then you can just roll it back to where, once you're in the area you want. And let's see. We wanted to go into this bay here. And the reason I said this was a glider, let me go ahead and turn off the engines. And watch how slow I get before I really start losing altitude. Okay, now we've entered the zone, so we can go crew report. And we're going to transmit the crew report. Turn on the engines to recharge the batteries. We'll go ahead and give it just a little bit of thrust to charge the batteries. Because these engines will recharge your batteries, and this does have enough electrical charge to transmit once. So there, we've transmitted the crew report from this location. So it should show it as complete, yes. And we're going to have more crew reports we've got to do. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down here and pin it. So that way we can just real quickly get to crew report. And we can also watch our electrical charge. Now look at this, I'm barely using any fuel. And look how slow we're going. And we're still gaining altitude. Kill the engines. And while it's doing that, I'm going to go look at the next one. Try to get a feel for where the next one's at. This one. Lambie Spine. Let's see. Below 1,800 meters near Lambie Spine. Lambie Spine is that island out there with the runway on it. So we'll go ahead and head out that way. Look at that, we're down to 58 meters per second and holding altitude. But we're going to slow down really fast here because I'm going to do a turn. And we're going to change this to a chase camera. So that way we kind of stay behind our craft. And speed this up. So that's the island right there that we're aiming for, that big one. But as you can see, this craft glides pretty well. So I'm gonna go ahead and head over to Lambie Spine, complete it, and then I'll see you guys in a few, because I'm gonna do a landing and I'll show you guys how this thing lands, how well it is to control on landing. So see you in a few. Alright, welcome back. As you can see, I finished up Lambie Spine mission, conduct a survey there, and I'm right now full throttle flying in at 211 meters per second. Now if you're wondering why this craft jerks so much, it only jerks at high speeds. So if you're not liking the jerkiness, slow your craft down a little bit. It takes a little bit to get used to flying, but right now I'm trying to line up on the approach. We'll go ahead and throttle down a little bit. Throttle down to where we're barely giving it any energy. Let's see how we're doing on lineup. We need to drop altitude, that's for sure, because we are way too high up to land. Now you don't want to be near zero, because zero is sea level, and we don't want to land at sea level. The runway is above sea level. I don't remember the exact altitude, but we'll see here soon once we land, or you can look back at the video on takeoff and see what my altitude was there. But we're gonna come in, I'm gonna try to get down to around, let's say 400 meters above sea level, and we'll level it out. Okay, there we go. Let's level it out. Still off from the runway a little bit. Try and straighten it out onto the runway. And we're still above the runway. So maybe around 200. Whoa. Let's pick it back up. And we'll kill the engines. And we're coming in way too fast for this. Whoa, 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 whoa. We overshot the runway. That's definite. Because I wanted to land around 70 meters per second. So this is the speed I was looking for. Okay, so it looks like the runway's probably about 100 meters or so above sea level. Just under. So we'll come back for another flyby. Yeah, we're really close to the ground. Look at that. That's our shadow. So let's go ahead and gain some altitude real quick. Don't know why RCS is on. We don't have RCS. We'll go ahead and come in for a turn. Keep our angle of attack above the horizon. Sorry about that. I didn't realize my, oh, I am really hurting for airspeed right now. Come on, come on. Woo! Almost crashed there. I'm like flying sideways. Alright, let's try and line up with the runway now. Whoa, nope. We need thrust. We need thrust. We need thrust. Oh. Kill the engines. Kill the engines. Okay, well, we landed unsuccessfully. And we landed a little bit short of the runway, too. Really got to watch your surface speed when trying to come in for a landing. I wasn't paying attention, and this is what happens. But we're stopped, so we can go ahead and recover our vessel. And we completed 2 of those conduct survey missions, so that's good. Didn't get any science from that. We lost the funds from the engines and fuel tanks we blew up. And Jebediah didn't gain any experience. But now we've got another conduct survey. Oh, we've got to take EVA reports at these sites. So we actually have to go there and land, hop out, and take EVA reports. Let's see, where are those? Go to the tracking station. And let's see here. Oh. They're all right there around Kerbin. Around the Space Center. We can do that with our rover craft, if you remember correctly. We built that roving craft. You can do that with that. Just pilot it over to where you need to go, hop out your vehicle, take your EVA report, hop back in and transmit it. Or modify it so you can carry a few Kerbins. So that one's going to be pretty easy. So yeah, that's it for today. I'm going to go ahead and knock out a few more missions. Got a few VIPs that want to go into orbit. Some tourists that want to go into orbit. So I'll knock those out. I'll finish up the surveys on Kerbin to get that science, because we really, to start doing landings on Mun, we really need to get first landing craft, landing equipment. It would be real nice if we can get the lander cam itself, but we do need the RCS. RCS thrusting is going to be really important when you're trying to land. All you do is switch over to docking station. And let's see, another thing that would be really nice is these small motors. Because when you're landing a small craft on Mun, or any of the bodies that don't have an atmosphere or much mass, you don't need that big of an engine to slow you down from the surface, because it doesn't have much mass to pull you down to the surface. So, but yeah, I've got a few things I'd like to purchase, and as you can see, it's not cheap. It's 90 per. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably get this so I can use the pressure barometer and get more science. And yeah. I'll probably go for this, go start collecting science, do the pressure barometer at all the locations around the Space Center, because that'll be extra science there. And take it down to the beach. Just before you hit the water, you can get science data for the beach at Kerbin, and if you go into the water, you can get science data from in the oceans, but you have to get a little bit away from the beach to get that. And it takes a little bit of practice to get a craft like this aircraft here that we just built. We can take this into the water, but you have to approach it real slow. I would suggest with this craft right here, I would approach the water at about you want to approach it at about 7 meters per second. It all depends on what each individual thing can handle, and you can tell that by looking at the crash tolerance. 10 meters per second, 7 meters per second on the engine, 10 meters per second on the fuselage. We've got 12 meters per second, 15 meters per second, 15 meters per second, and 7 meters per second. The landing gear can definitely handle a lot better crashing. So yeah, there you go, 125 meters per second on that landing gear. This one's 325 meters per second. And let's see, what are we missing? Oh yeah, the command pod, 40 meters per second. So yeah, you're limited to 7 meters per second based off the engine and intake parts. So if you don't mind losing the engine and intake, you can do that by you know, taking a couple of these and placing them up here. So that way they don't impact the water until you've already slowed down. Then yeah, go for it. You can lose those engines. And then once you're in the water, it turns itself into a boat, and then you can turn the engines back on and, you know, go traveling around the ocean. So, all right. Till next time, I'm Cat Trans Gamer, and if you like what you saw, please thumbs up. And if you want to see more of this, you know, subscribe and drop me a comment. Let me know what you think of my series. I'd really like some feedback to see how it's going. So until next time, bye.